Okay class, going to look at how to sharpen my chisel properly. Right, so you've got your various types of chisels. This one, firmer chisel with the square sides, and your bevel edge chisel here with the sloping sides. Doesn't really make any difference. Okay, so what we're going to do first is, if you look at your chisel, you'll see that there's a grinding angle been put on it by the technician. Okay, now this angle here is done on the grinder and it's to create your first angle. We're going to put a sharper edge on the front for your cutting angle, okay? But the first thing you've got to do is you've got to flatten the back of the chisel. So on the oil stone, you'll see there's, if you look at the oil stone, there's a smooth side and there's a rough side. You can feel the difference. What you want is the rough side up and put some oil on it. And then take your chisel and hold it dead flat on the stone. And then you're going to rub that backwards and forwards, making sure you keep it flat on the stone at all times. Now the oil serves to lubricate the stone so it doesn't clog up with wee tiny bits of metal, and keeps the chisel cool as well, to an extent. Okay, so keep doing that. Get yourself a bit of blue cloth and just keep that handy. Wipe that off. Now you can see the front of the chisel there, see it shining? You need that to be shiny right across. Okay, dead flat. So just keep doing that. Until the chisel's nice and flat. Okay? Now what you're going to do next is you're going to take the chisel upside down, put it on the stone, and lift your hand until you feel it's sitting on the grinding angle. And then all you need to do is lift it up a couple of millimeters, and that will create your cutting edge. So lift it up, lock your wrist, make sure that you're keeping the chisel nice and straight, and use that backwards and forwards, covering the whole area of the stone. Do that a few times, and then what will happen is you'll feel like there's a wee wire forming there. Now I can feel that wee wire, a burr. That's told me that the metal's been folded back. Okay, now you can see there the sharpening edge. See that? You can see the sharp edge at the front. Now we need to get rid of that burr. So again, turn the chisel on its back, flat on the stone. Rub that burr off. Okay. Now, years ago, people used to use a leather strap to actually polish that up, and it would bend that wee bit of wire backwards and forwards and make it break off. Now, that is nice and sharp. Nice sharp chisel for using, which is always safer and better. Don't use a blunt chisel. One, it takes too much force to use, and you can push it through, and you're having to use mallets and stuff like that to use it, and it just causes problems. You've not got any control over it. And number two, it can rip all your wood. So if you get a nice sharp clean chisel, you're always going to get a better cut. Okay, so that's something you need to practice and get into the habit of.